Assalamu alaikum and good morning, children. In today's free seminar, so this is the first seminar series, final seminar series, which going on before your O-level exam. So today is the first final seminar, and that we are going to do it as a series. So I'm going to start up with the part one paper. In paper one, part A, it's from 2016. So you'll have that 25 questions. So for each question, you will be getting 2 marks. So altogether, this paper carries 50 marks, which means the part A paper. So I'm going to start up with this paper. So let's start. So, okay, now I'm going to teach you all, it's like this. I'm not going to teach only the question and answer. Then and there, if I can explain the theory, I will be explaining you all the theory as well, right? So, okay, let's start up with that. Duty of 6% has to be paid when an item worth 800 is imported. Find the duty. Always remember, children, whenever they give a percentage, you should understand always the percentage mainly we say for 100. Out of 100 only, we give the percentage. Okay, so here, now they are saying the duty is 6%. Okay, duty is 6%. That means out of 100%, duty is 6%. Therefore, for 800 rupees worth product, how much you have to pay as a duty? So you have to multiply. So when they give a percentage, first get the fraction. So this is the fraction. Always denominator will be 100 for the percentage, because usually we find the percentage out of 100. Now children, if you simplify, 6 8s are 48 rupees. So this is the answer. So children, here, if you have written the answer only, you will be getting 2 marks. Okay, even if you don't have the method. But in case if your answer is wrong, okay, in case if you have made any by mistake, if your method is correct, then you will be getting 1 mark for this. Okay, so here, if you see this one, children, usually in some questions for the method, they will give you marks. Sometimes only for the answer, they will give you marks. But always remember, always do the questions with the method, because each and every step is very important in the maths. Okay. So then let's go to the second one. In the given Venn diagram, shade the region that represent the subset A intersection B. Okay, in the set, children, we are studying two, mainly we are studying two symbols. So like this and like this. Okay, so you should know the differentiation between these two. So for this, we say intersection. Intersection means, children, the common elements. Okay, for the common one only, if there is any common elements, for that only we say intersection. This one is called as union. Union means all the elements. Now when you take this A and B, so when I say A union B, children, all the elements of A and B. So when I say the intersection, the common. So you can see this is the common region. So you have to shade it this way. In case if they have asked you to find shade the A union B, then you have to shade both the circle. So this means it represents all the elements of A and B. Okay. So that is the answer for the second one. So for that you will be getting 2 marks. And the next one, a bus which moves at a uniform speed. Okay, uniform speed means it's traveling with the same speed. That means constant speed. It doesn't change the speed. Okay, practically this doesn't take place. Usually, you know, when we travel anyway, time to time we will change our speed. No, so during that time, children, we have to find the average speed. So here in the question they are asked, already they have mentioned it as a uniform speed. So you have to keep it in your mind that the speed is constant, which means that bus is traveling with the same speed without changing the speed. Okay, they are saying travels a distance of 48 meters in 3 seconds. Find the speed of the bus in meters per second. Okay, so always speed is equals to distance over time. In science, you all might have studied, children, distance is a scalar quantity. So speed was a scalar quantity. So scalar quantity means you don't need to worry about the direction. So which means they don't have a direction, they have only the magnitude. So here the distance is 48 meter and the time is 3 seconds. Therefore, if you divide it, children, you will be getting 16 meter per second. Always remember, if the distance in meter, you have to give the time in second, because that is the unit, meter per second. Or else, if the distance is kilometer, then you have to give the time in hour, so the second speed unit will be kilometer per hour. Okay, so you can't exchange and give. So usually we want to measure the time in minutes. Okay, because by using that minutes, we don't give a unit. Okay, among these two children, the standard unit for the speed means that is going to be meter per second. That is the SI unit which we have. Okay, so then let's go to the next question. Represent in index form. Okay, so I'll teach you all how to pronounce this. Okay, the pronunciation of these children. Logarithm of 16. Okay, listen carefully. Logarithm of 16 to the base 2 is 4. Okay, so you can see here in the log they have written 2. No, you can see that, right? So we say logarithm of 16 to the base 2 is 4. Now this is the logarithm form. We have written this in the logarithm form. In case if they ask you to write that in the index form, the base is there. So what is the base here? The base is 2. Okay, and the power of the 2 is here 4. Okay, so you have to write it as a power, and this will be equal to 16. So this is the index form. So this is the logarithm form. This is the index form. You all know, no, 2 to the power 4 means it is 16. Okay. Yes, in the exam, they will be giving the logbook. But for this question, you don't need to use the logbook. Okay, logbook, usually you have to use for the paper 2, not for the paper 1, right? Okay, so here I'll pronounce it again. Logarithm of 16 to the base 2 is 4. So again, this one, just normal pronunciation, 2 to the power 4 is equals to 16. You all know, right? 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 will give you 16 if you multiply. Okay, so if they give you the index form, you should know to convert into logarithm form. If they give you the logarithm form, you should know to convert into index form. Now I'll give you all a question. Okay, just try to do it. After that, I'll explain that to you all. Okay, I'll give in this way. Okay, I'll write it as. Okay. So I want you all to represent this in the index form. So I have given the logarithm form. I want you all to represent this in the index form. Quickly do this, children. Let's see what is the answer. You all can send me the answer. Okay, how will it come? So here, I'll pronounce it as pronounce this and show. So if you are pronouncing this, here look here, listen carefully. Logarithm of 9. Okay, logarithm of 9 to the base 3. Here the always this will be the base. Okay, logarithm of 9 to the base 3 is 2. So this is the logarithm form. If you are writing this in the index form, the base is 3. No, write the base first. And this number only will come as a power. So 3 to the power 2 is equals to 9. So this is easily you can identify because they have given in the numbers like this. In case if they give you in the algebraic terms also, you should be able to do that. Okay, children. So 3 to the power 2 is equals to 9. Okay, so then let's go to fifth question. So this is the solving part. Okay, solving part means always remember you have to find the value. So another term to find the value of x. Okay, without saying find the value of x, they will be saying it as solve. It can be x or y or anything. It can be any algebraic term. So whenever you see in the question solve, that means you should understand you have to find the value of x. Okay, now children, this is usually you have done so many, you might have done already so many questions in this. So here they are mentioning x minus 1. Okay, this is one group which you have, this is a binomial which you have in a bracket, and multiply by x minus 2. So here it's a multiplication. So when you multiply these two, they are saying the answer is equals to 0. When you multiply these two binomial, they are saying the answer is equals to 0. That means, children, you all know that if you multiply any number by 0, then the answer will 0. Now, for example, if you take 2 multiplied by 0 will be 0, or else 0 multiplied by 2 is 0. Without that, you won't be getting 0 as an answer. Somehow, if you are multiplying the 0 by any number only, you will be getting the answer as 0. Therefore, we say this group should be equal to 0, or else this group should be equal to 0. That's why here after the equal, we have got the 0 after multiplication. So you can say x minus 1 should be equal to 0, or else x minus 2 should be equal to 0. Now children, this is an equation. No? We'll subject the x. Why you have to know the value for x, right? So minus 1, I'll take after the equal. Therefore, that's going to be x is equal. Minus 1 will get converted into plus 1. You all know that, no? Plus will get converted into minus. Minus will get converted into plus. Multiplication will get converted into division. And division will get converted into multiplication. Okay. Or else here, or you can say or. Minus 2, if you take to other side, it will become 2. So these are the two values. Actually, in these type of questions, children, you will be getting two values. So x is equals to 1 or x is equals to 2. So we don't know what are the values, what is the exact value of x, but among these two, one will come as an answer. So you have to give both the answers. So for these children, you will be getting 2 marks again. Okay, for each and every question, you will be getting 2 marks. Okay. Let's go to the next question. If y'all have any doubts, y'all can ask me, children, in the chat box. Y'all can send me your doubts. Let's go to 6th question. Write all the positive integers. First, you should understand what do you mean by integers. Integers means what, children? Y'all might know that now in the real numbers, y'all might have studied that. What do you mean by integers? Integers means, children, whole numbers. Okay, that means not decimals, not decimals, only the whole numbers. For that only we say integers. Okay, so in the integers, children, positive numbers also will come, negative numbers also will come, even 0 also will come after integers, because even 0 is a whole number. So for integer, children, we give the symbol as z. For integer, we say the symbol is z. So you in grade 11 in the unit 1 in the real numbers, you might have studied the symbols. Okay, if it is a positive integer, we say z plus. If it is a negative integer, we say z minus. So 0 is integer, it doesn't have positive or negative. You all know 0 is a neutral. Okay, now they have given, write all the positive integers that satisfy the inequality. What do you mean by inequality? So inequality means, children, you are going to have these two symbols. So for this only we say inequality. Now equation means you all know, no? Equation means you will be having an equal sign. For that only we say equation. Inequality means, children, you will be having these two symbols. So for this we say, okay, you can say it's like a crocodile mouth. If you have the crocodile, closed crocodile mouth, then we pronounce it as less than. Okay, if it is closed, you can see this mouth is closed. Okay, the first are only coming first, so we pronounce it as less than. And here if you see, this mouth is open, so we pronounce this as greater than. So these are the terms which you should know. For this we say less than, for this we pronounce as greater than. Okay, now they are asking, write all the positive integers that satisfy the inequality 2x plus 1 less than or equal. See, below that sign you have a dash. No, that means it represents equal, less than or equal to 5. Now you have to simplify. First you have to find the value of x. So just like, children, in the equation, you all know how to do the equation, no? Just like that only. So here 2x plus 1 less than or equal to 5. Now we'll take this plus 1 to other side. So it will become minus 1. Then 2x less than or equal. Plus 1 will go as a minus 1. Then 5 minus 1, that's going to be 4. 2x is less than or equal to 4. Now you need x, right? Okay, so x is equal less than or equal to 4 divided by 2. Therefore, if you simplify just like the equation only, just like subjecting the equation, then you will be getting 2. That means here children, they are saying x is equal to 2 or less than 2. So equal to 2 means 2 can come. No? So less than 2 means what else you have? You have 1, 0, -1. All the negative numbers will come because all the negative numbers are less than 2, right? Less than plus 2. So what are they asking for? Positive integers. So positive means, can you take negative numbers here? You can't take this. Can you take 0? No, because 0 doesn't have positive or negative. Therefore, only two values you have here. It can be 2. Why they are saying it's equal to 2, no? So it can be 2 or 1. So these are the two values, two positive integers that satisfy this inequality. So 2, 1. Okay, now I'll give you all a question. Okay, do that. A simple question in the inequality. So I want you all to find the value. No need to find the positive integers or negative integers. I just want you all to solve it. That's all. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I have written here -6x less than or equal to +12. Okay, now I want you all to solve it. Okay, I want you all to solve it. Okay, let's give a try, children. Quickly send me what will be the answer. Did anyone get the value? Okay, let's see here, children. Now, okay, you all have got the answer, but now I want you all to say me whether it is less than or greater than. Just give me some values which x can take. I need some values, okay? Right. Now here, the difference is, children, normally if it is an equation, how do we do? -6x is equal 12. So x is equal 12 divided by -6. Therefore, you will be getting -2. Okay, so you don't have any problems. So same thing only I'm going to do here. But the difference is, if you see, children, I have to divide. I have to take this -6 that side. No. So I'm going to divide it by a negative number. Always remember, in the inequality, children, if you divide by a negative number, the sign will change. That means that symbol will change. Now you have less than or equal, no. So if you divide it by a negative number, it will be greater than or equal. That sign will change. That I told you as crocodile mouth, that will change. Okay, so here it's going to be x. Okay, so I'm going to divide it by a negative number, so which means -6. So I have to change the symbol. So it will be 12 divided by -6. Therefore, I will be getting -2. So here, as a conclusion, I will be getting x is greater or equal to -2. So if you have written as, if it is less than or equal, if you have written as less than, then your answer is wrong. Always remember, just like the equation on the children, but only when you are dividing by a negative number, the sign is going to change. That means if you have greater than, it will become less than. If you have the less than, then it will become greater than. So these are the things which you should know in the inequality. Okay, so there is a doubt. Okay, in the same question, there is a doubt. I'll clear that doubt and come. Give me a minute. So they are asking, how did you get that 1? So I simplified it. No. So when I simplified it, what did I get? 2x is greater less than or equal to 4. Then x is equal less than or equal to 4 divided by 2 is 2. So less than or equal, no. So you can say 2 will come by they're saying it's equal. Less means what? 1 also will come, no, less 0 also will come, -1 also will come. So here what are they asking for? Positive integers. So 0 will not come under positive, negative numbers also will come. So what will come? Then positive numbers means you have only 1 and 2. So that's why I told 1 will also come as an answer because positive integer. Okay. No, 3 won't come because what are they saying? X is less than 2. It should be equal to 2 or less than 2. 3 is greater than 2. No. Will it come? 3 is greater than 2. Will it come? No. They are saying that according to our sign, we have to take less than 2. So you have to take 2 or 1. 2 and 1 are the values. Okay, so then let's go to the 7th question, children. Okay, in the seventh question, you have to simplify, which means children, you can see it is an algebraic fraction. Normally, fractions means in the fractions when you get the addition or subtraction, children, if the denominators are different, okay, if the denominators are different, you can't add or subtract. So, what you should do first is you have to make the denominator equal. Okay, you have to make the denominator equal. So, here if you see in this part, I have x, okay, and here I'm having 2x. So the denominators are not equal now, so I can't add it. So to make it equal, I'll multiply it by 2. If I multiply the denominator by 2, children, I have to multiply the numerator also by 2. Then why I can't just make a change only in the denominator? No, I have to multiply the numerator also by 2. Therefore, I will be getting 2 over 2x plus 1 over 2x. Therefore, if you add it, children, 2 plus 1, that's going to be 3 over 2x. So, this is the answer. So, if you simplify, this is how you will get. Always remember, when you do a fraction, it can be algebraic fractions or normal fraction. When you get the addition and subtraction, check whether the denominators are equal. If it is not equal, children, you can do cross multiplication or you can do LCM and you can make it equal. In case if it is a division or multiplication, you don't need to see whether denominators are equal or not. You don't need to do that. Okay. So then let's go to the 8th question. Find the least common multiple of the two algebraic expression xy and x squared. Okay. LCM, least common multiple means they are saying you to find the LCM. Okay. For xy children, this algebraic term I can write as x to the power 1 multiply by y to the power 1. Okay, that means I'm going to write how many x's are there and how many y's are there. That means I'm going to write it as a power. Okay. So again here x squared means children there are 2. Okay. Now always when you're finding the LCM, you have to take the highest power. Okay. Now in this LCM children, in the x, if you take the x, here you are having the power as 1. Here you are having the power as 2. So what is the highest power? 1 or 2? Which is big? 1 or 2? 2 is big. So you have to take that x to the power 2. You can't take x to the power 1 because that is more than that. 2 is greater, right? So we have to take that power. So only one time we will write. Okay. And then again, if you take the y children, in y you have only this, no. So you don't have any other y's. You have only y to the power 1. So there is no any way. So you have to write only that. So y to the power 1. So now the LCM x squared y. That's all. So this is the LCM. Okay, so they are asking after solving this, in case if you don't write these two numbers, in case if you forget to write it, how much will be your marks? Your marks will be 1. Actually, if you have written the two inequalities, that means 1 and 2, you will be getting complete 2 marks. So if you have, in case if you have forgot to write this, then you will be getting only 1 mark for the method. Okay. Right. Okay. So that's all we have in that. Now let's go to the next page, children. Okay, so let's go to the next page. In the next page, 9th question. Okay, so this one is inverse proportion. So you all know what is inverse proportion. Now, when one quantity increase, other quantity will decrease in the same ratio. Or if one quantity decrease in a certain ratio, other quantity will increase in the same ratio. Okay, something like when one is increasing, other one will decrease. Okay. Now, if you, for example, now if you buy one egg for 12 rupees, okay, then 2 eggs will cost 24 rupees. Now, if you see here, when the number of eggs are increasing, price also increasing. No, so this will come under direct proportion. So direct proportion means when one quantity is increasing, other quantity also will increase. Inverse proportion means children, when one quantity increase, other quantity will decrease. Opposite only will take place. So this question is based on the inverse proportion. So let's see how to do that. It takes 6 hours to harvest a paddy field with a machine. Okay, if there is one machine, they are saying it takes around 6 hours. Okay, now they are asking how many hours will it take to harvest this paddy field with 3 such machines? So if there is 3 machines, how many hours will it take? In case if it is direct proportion, children, you can put the ratio as 1:3. Here write as x. Okay, 1:3 equal to 6:x. That means this is in the direct proportion. So now this is the inverse proportion. No, so here you have to write the x and here you have to write the 6. You have to exchange it. Okay. That means you have to exchange. That means for 1, like you are putting the x, and for 3, you are putting the 6, something like that. You have to exchange it. Therefore, now if you see, children, 1/3. Okay, you can divide. No, ratio means you can divide 1/3 divide by x/6. If you cross multiply, 3x is equals to 6. Therefore, children, x is equals to 2. Okay, so this is what you will be getting. So that's all with that part. Okay. Right. Okay, now children, let's go to the next one. So that means you can say it takes 2 hours. If within one machine, they are going to do the harvest the paddy field in 6 hours. That means if there are 3 machines, within 2 hours they will finish. Why 3 machines means you can do it quickly, no? Okay, so yes, no, you can't directly yeah, you can directly divide by 6, divide by 3 also you can do. It's okay. This is one method I did in the ratio method. You all can do in your own method. So actually you can do the inverse proportion in 3 methods. Okay, one is the ratio method which I did, or else in man days method. Here we don't have man and days, but we have the machines and hours. You can do machine hours from that you can do. Or else in the algebraic method also you can do that part. Okay. So then let's go to 10th question. Write the probability of getting a card with an odd number written on it. When a card is drawn randomly from a box which contains 3 identical cards with the numbers from 1 to 3 written on them. Okay. So they are saying there are 3 cards. Okay. So they have numbered it 1, 2 and 3. Okay. Now they are saying probability of getting a card with an odd number. So odd number means you all know 1, 3, 5, 7. All these are odd numbers. So how many odd numbers are here? Here there are 2 odd numbers. This is an even number. Here this is an odd number. This is also an odd number. That means, children, probability means you have to give that in the fraction. Okay, always remember probability means you have to give that in the fraction. So now, what are the total number of cards? How many total cards are there in total? How many cards do we have? There are 3 cards. Okay. Out of 3 cards, 2 cards having odd numbers. No. So that will only come as a numerator. So children, this is the probability of getting an odd number. Okay. Probability of getting an odd number is 2/3. Out of 3 cards, 2. Then tell me, what is the probability of getting an even card, even number? How will the probability come? What is the probability of getting an even number? So here how many cards? Anyway, in total 3. How many even number? There is only one even number card. No? So 1/3. So this is the answer for this question. Okay. So then let's go to 11th one. Okay. Any doubts in that part? No, right? So for this question, 2/3 is the answer. So here you don't have any methods. Just if you have written the fraction, you will be getting 2 marks for this question. Okay, then let's go to the 11th question. In the 11th question, children, they are asking you to find the first approximation. First approximation, children, usually if you take √4, we know the value for √4 is 2 because it is a square number. When I say √9, the value for √9 is 3 because you know the 9 is a square number. Likewise, for √90, if you take children, it is not a square number. No. That means for √90, we don't have a value like this. We don't have a whole number as a value. So what do we do is approximately we will find an answer. Okay, that means you are going to get that in the decimal, approximately, not the exact answer. Okay, and they are mentioning as first approximation because we are going to find it for the first decimal place. That's why it's called as first approximation. Approximately, we are going to find the answer for the first decimal. That is called as first approximation. Now, they have already given now 9.3 multiplied by 9.2, they have given 86.49. Like that, for each and everything they have given. So among these 4 values, you have to pick the best value. Now, you need 90, no? So, do you have 90s here? Anyway, you didn't get 90 means you should get 90.00. Did you get any values? No. That's why I told you for 90, you don't have an exact value. So, approximately only you have to choose. Okay. Now, this is less than 90. This is greater than 90. So, which means children, the 90 is going to be between 88.36 and 90.25. No. Anyway, you can't take this because these are far apart from 90. Okay, so you have to pick 88.36 or you have to pick 90.25. Now tell me children, which number, okay, which number is very close to which 88.36 or 90.25 is very close to 90. So for that, what you can do is you can subtract it, okay. You can subtract it. Wait, I'll show that. Now you have from 90.00, subtract this 88.36. Okay. And likewise, from 90.25, subtract that 90. So here, if you subtract, you will be getting 0.25 as a difference. Here, if you see the difference, here 4, here's 9 minus 3 is 6, 0.64. So which difference is less, children? This difference. So this is, here the difference is less. So if the difference is less, children, that means we can say this 90 is more close to this 90.25. Why difference is less? No. So we select this 9.5 as the approximate value for root 90. Okay, approximate value means children, root 90. This is how you have to write approximate. You can't put equal. If you put equal, wrong, because it is not an exact value, no, so 9.5. Okay, so this is the answer. 9.5 is the answer. You have to always select which is more close to that answer. That's how we get that value. Okay. So then, if you all have any doubts, ask me. And then let's go to question number 12, children. In question number 12, they have given two triangles. And they are saying, the two triangles ABC and PQR in the figure are congruent. So congruent means you all know similar triangles. That means all three sides and all three angles will be equal. So if they give you two triangles and if they ask you whether that two triangles are congruent, we can prove it under 4 cases, right? SSS, SAS, AAS and RHS. You all know those 4 cases which you have studied in unit 5. Okay. So now already they have mentioned, here you don't need to do any congruence or any proving. Here they have already mentioned these two triangles are congruent and they are asking you to find the value of those angles X, Y and Z. Okay. Now just take a look into that picture, children, that diagram. Here they have given here single line and here they have given single line. That means you should understand this side AB is equals to side PR. That is the meaning. Okay, single line, means they are saying these two are equal. Again, here they have given CB double line. Again, here in RQ also you have double line. That means you can say this BC, side BC and this side QR are equal. Then what is the remaining side? Side AC and side PQ, I can say it is equal. Now see, I'll show you how to find the corresponding angle. Now see here, look children. Here single line. This is a triple line. Between the single line and triple line, what is the angle? You have 61. Here children, between the single line and triple line, what do you have? X. Therefore, I can say X is equal to 61 degrees. So that's why you have to find. You have to find the corresponding angle. You can't just put according to your wish. You have to see, take the corresponding angle. How to take that corresponding angle? You have to see which are the two sides, equal sides you have here. Again, come to this 59 degrees. So where is this 59 degrees? Between the single line and double line. Between the single line and double line. So here single line and double line means what do you have? Here you have the Z. Okay, so that means children, this Z is equals to 59 degrees. That's all you have to find. And finally, if you come to the 60 degrees, so this 60 degrees is between the double line and triple line. Double line and triple line. So double line and triple line means that is Y. Therefore, Y is equals to 60 degrees. Okay. No, X is not 59. You can't take it in that way. Always you have to take according to the corresponding side. Okay, so here X is equals to 61 degrees. y is equals to 60 degrees and z is equals to 59. So that's why I told you, you have to take corresponding. So I told single line, triple line. That is, between that single line and triple line, you have 61 degrees. In this figure, between that single line and triple line, we have the x, right? So that means x is equal to 61. That's how you have to take. That is how, for that only we say corresponding angle and the corresponding side. You can't just pick according to your wish. Now, some will do like this. I'll show that also. Then only you will understand. Some will do like this. Okay, they will say, okay, both the triangles are equal, no? So we can write it like this. They will take it in this way. So they will say, okay, same position. X is 61 and what is this? Y is 59 and they will take Z is as 60. Wrong. You can't take like this. Yours here, you are just seeing the position. You don't need to see the position. You have to see the corresponding sides and the angles. If you have written in that way, you will go wrong. You can't do it in that way. Okay, children. So that's all we have in question number 12. So now let's move to question number 13. Question number 13 is based on the area. Let's see what are they saying. The radius of a solid cylinder is 7 centimeter and its height is 2 centimeter. Cylinder means you all know, children, there are 3 sides in cylinder. So can someone tell me what are those 3 sides of the cylinder? Cylinder's 3 sides means what, children? What are the 3 sides of the cylinder? 2 circular face and 1 curved. That means the rectangular face. Okay. So if I draw the diagram, this is how the cylinder will look like. If you open and see the cylinder, children, there are 3 faces, 2 circular face and 1 rectangular face. This is how it looks like. These are the 3 faces of the cylinder. Okay. Now they are mentioning, take 22/7 for the value of pi. Find the area of its curved surface. Curved surface means this rectangle. They are asking you to find the area of the rectangle. So in the cylinder's surface, curved surface, children, for the rectangle, we give it as 2 pi RH. Okay, so they have given, see, the area of the curved surface of a solid cylinder of radius R and H is 2 pi RH. Okay, so they have directly given. You all are studying this, but here they have directly given. So you can just substitute this. So here 2 pi is 22/7 and the radius they are saying to take it as 7 and the height they have given as 2 centimeter. Now children, this 7 and 7 you can simplify. 2 into 22 is 44. 44 multiplied by 2 is 88 centimeter square. Please write the unit. So they have given in centimeter. So it is area. So it will come as 88 centimeter square. So that is the answer for that question. Okay, if you have written only the method, you will be getting 1 mark. If you have written everything, then you will be getting 2 marks for that question. Okay, now let's go to question number 14. Okay, in question number 14, they have given to find the magnitude. So you can see there is a circle and here outside you have a triangle and inside the circle you have a quadrilateral. No? So remember children, inside the circle, if you have a quadrilateral, for that we call it as cyclic quadrilateral. In cyclic quadrilateral, children, there are 2 theories. You should know 2 main theories in the cyclic quadrilateral. The first theory is, so assume I just draw a circle. Quadrilateral means you know there are 4 sides anyway. Okay. So in the cyclic quadrilateral, children, the opposite angles are there. They are supplementary, which means when you add the opposite angles, it will be equal to 180 degrees. Okay, if you add, now let's assume this as x and y. So x plus y will be equal to 180 degrees. So opposite angles are supplementary. So this is the first theory which we have in the cyclic quadrilateral. Okay. The second theory is based on the exterior angle. Now, like this, you can take this also. Let's take this as P and Q. So P plus Q also will give you 180. Always opposite angles are supplemented, which means when you add it, you will be getting 180 degrees. Okay, the second theory is, children, second theorem is about the exterior angle. Now I'll extend this line. So you can see this is exterior angle. No, for the cyclic quadrilateral, it is exterior. Exterior means what? It is outside. Now, this exterior angle will be equal to the interior opposite angle. Now, interior means inside. There are four angles now here. P, X, Q, and Y. There are four angles. Okay. So let's assume this as 100 degrees, for example. Okay, 100 degrees. Now, for this 100 degrees, interior angles are four. There are four. Interior opposite angle. Opposite means, you know, this Y is not opposite. Q also not opposite. P also not opposite. Then which is opposite? X is opposite. These two are equal. Therefore, I can say this X is equals to 100 degrees. Okay. The exterior angle which formed in the cyclic quadrilateral will be equal to the interior opposite angle. So that is the second theorem. Okay, the first theorem, the opposite angles of the cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. And the second theorem, the exterior angle which formed in the cyclic quadrilateral are equal to the interior opposite angle. So if you know these two theorems, you can do any questions, whatever you get in the cyclic quadrilaterals. Okay. So then now let's go to this question, children. Okay. So look at this. So here they have given us 65. And this is a triangle, and they have marked that by using a single line. That means you should understand, children, these two sides are equal. You all know, children, if two sides are equal in a triangle, how do we call them? How do we call them? Very good, Hafsa. That is isosceles triangle. Okay, if two sides are equal, then we call that triangle as isosceles triangle. So what is the theorem we have in the isosceles triangle? If two sides are equal, then what can we say about the angle? What can we say about the angle, children? That two angles also will be equal. Okay, if two sides are equal, the angles also will be equal. So now they are saying this side is equal to this. So if this is x, children, this also will be x. Now actually you have to find here the value of x only. Now look at this x. Okay, this angle. What is this? I told you already. I told you this is a cyclic quadrilateral. No. So this is 65 means how much is x, children? How much is this x? That also will be 65. Why? It is the exterior angle for the cyclic quadrilateral. I told you in the second theorem. This is the exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral. So this exterior angle will be equal to the interior opposite angle. So therefore I can say x is equals to 65 degrees. So if this is 65, this x also 65. Why? Because both are equal. So for that you will be getting 2 marks. Okay, even if you don't have, if you have not written a method also, there is no method, but you can just mention as angle ABC is equals to angle ACB. Both are x, y, because it's an isosceles triangle. And also you can mention angle DEF, angle DEF is equals to angle ACB. Why? Because it is a cyclic quadrilateral. Okay, I'll explain it one more time, children. Listen carefully. So here you are having isosceles triangle and cyclic quadrilateral. So based by using those two theorems only, you have to do this question. Okay, so in the cyclic quadrilaterals, children, if you see, this is the interior angle which you have 65 degrees. So here you have the cyclic quadrilateral. Can you see there are four sides? What about this angle? What about this angle? That is the exterior angle for the cyclic quadrilateral. Okay, for this exterior angle, the interior opposite angle is 65. I told you, in the theorem, if this is 65, this also will be 65. But I told those two are equal. So now, children, again, if this is 65, this also will be 65. Why? Because it is an isosceles triangle. In isosceles triangle, opposite sides are equal. Therefore, opposite angles will be equal. Okay. So that's what we have in there. Okay. So then let's go to the 15th question. 15th question is based on the trigonometry, children. In the trigonometry, mainly we have three types of ratios. Actually, we have several ratios, you will be study about those ratios in A level maths. In here, children, O level maths, you have only 3 type of ratios, that is sine, cos, and tan. Sine, cos, and tan. So you should know sine theta means, children, that is opposite over hypotenuse. Cos means adjacent over hypotenuse. Tan means opposite over adjacent. So these are the ratios, the formula we give for each ratio. Now in this question, first you should know to find what is opposite and adjacent side. No. Now always, you all know how to find the hypotenuse. No, I think you all don't have any doubts in that. Now in case if this is 90 degrees, now see they are showing it as 90 degrees. No, always opposite of 90 degrees, the side which you have in the opposite side, opposite of 90 degrees is called as hypotenuse. So this is a hypotenuse side, opposite of 90 degrees. Okay. So that hypotenuse side is the longest side which we have in the right angle triangle. Okay. And the next one, children, if you take this angle, okay. So for this angle, there are two sides. No. For this angle, this side is called as adjacent, because why? It is close by. So for that we say it is adjacent. And this side, that side RQ is there. No. It is opposite. So this is how we should identify the names of the sides. Hypotenuse side is always opposite to 90 degrees. Okay, that will never change. And based on the angle, here now they have given the angle. So this is the adjacent and this is the opposite. Okay, now I'll give you all another question. I didn't still finish this question, but I'll give you all a diagram. I want you all to identify all 3 sides. I want you all to identify which is hypotenuse, adjacent, and the opposite side. Okay, so I'll draw the diagram. So assume this is how you have the triangle. So I'll take this as a 90 degrees. Okay, and I'm going to take this angle. This is the theta. Okay, I don't know the angle. So now I want you all to name. So I'll name it as 1, 2, 3. Okay, now tell me what is hypotenuse, which one is adjacent side, and which one is opposite sides. Based on this diagram, quickly tell me your answer, children. Quickly send me the answer. How to identify? Okay, so you all can see here opposite of 90 degrees. No. So here, children, this is 90 degrees. Opposite of 90 degrees, what is the side? You have 3. So what is the 3? Then 3 is going to be the hypotenuse. Opposite of 90 degrees, always hypotenuse side. Okay. And I am taking this angle now. For this angle, this side is close by. No, it is very close to that angle. So the second one is adjacent side. And also the first one, it is the opposite. Okay, so the first one is opposite side, second one is adjacent side, and the third one is hypotenuse side. Okay, so this is how you should identify the sides. Okay, now let's go to the question, children. I hope y'all can do this, y'all can figure it out. Okay, give me a minute. Okay. So here I'll mark it again, children. Opposite of 90 degrees. So that means I can say this 3 centimeter is the hypotenuse side. And for this angle, this PQ is going to be the adjacent side and this RQ is going to be the hypotenuse side. Now they have told cos x is equal to 0.8. So what is the formula for the cos x? I can say it is adjacent over hypotenuse. No? Adjacent over hypotenuse. So they are saying this adjacent over hypotenuse, that value is equals to 0.8. Okay, it is 0.8. Now, for the adjacent side, what are they asking to find? They are saying to find PQ. So what is adjacent side here? PQ is the adjacent side. What is hypotenuse? That one they have given us 3 centimeter. So PQ divided by 3 is equals to 0.8. Therefore, subject the PQ, then 3 will go as a multiplication. So it is 2.4 centimeter. So I can say the length of PQ is 2.4 centimeter. Okay. So now, children, sorry, I have marked it. PQ is RP is hypotenuse. This is opposite. but I explain it correctly. This is opposite. Okay, this is adjacent. Okay, so anyway, you need the adjacent side. No, so the adjacent side is PQ, and a hypotenuse side is 3 centimeter. Therefore, when you multiply, you will be getting 2.4. Okay. So, any doubts in this question, children? Do you all want me to explain it again? Any doubt? Okay. So here, I hope you all are clear. I hope you all can identify the opposite hypotenuse and adjacent side. If you don't know, tell me, I'll explain once more. Okay. Now then, let's go to the next one, children. Next question. Okay. So now, give me a minute, children. Give me a minute. Okay, so they are saying me to explain it again, children. I'll explain one more time how to find the adjacent, hypotenuse, and the opposite side. Okay, now I'll draw the triangle like this. Okay, so first I'll mark the 90 degrees. Always remember, children, hypotenuse side will never change. Always it is the opposite side of the hypotenuse, 90 degrees. So this is hypotenuse. This will never change. Now assume I'm going to take this angle. Okay, if I take this angle, for this angle, see which side is very close by. Okay, which side is very close by. So that means, children, this side is close. No. So for this only we say adjacent side. If it is close, then I say this adjacent side. Okay, and this side is like opposite. No, see for this angle, this side is like opposite. No, so this is called as opposite side. Now, in case if I take the same triangle. Okay, so this is hypotenuse, there is no any dot. In case if I take this angle, okay, for this angle, this is close by, no, then this will become adjacent side and this will become opposite side. According to the angle, children, it will change. You should understand. So always it won't be here the opposite and here always it won't be like that. Here always it won't be opposite and here it won't be always adjacent. So according to the angle which you take, it will change. Okay, so here if I take this angle, for this is the adjacent, this is the opposite. So for this angle, this is the adjacent, this is the opposite. So it's changing. Hypotenuse side will never change. Always it is opposite of 90 degrees. You can't change that. Okay. So that's all we have in that part, children. Sorry. Now, let's go to 16 questions. So 16 question they have given in the graph. Okay, so they have given the graph. The equation of the graph is y is equal mx plus c. Okay, so you know here the c is the intercept, okay, and the m is the gradient. Okay, now by seeing the graph we can find the intercept, children. Intercept means the you have to see where that straight line intersect the y. That means when the x is 0, when the x is 0, see the value for y. See here, that is 1. So therefore I can say intercept of this graph is 1. Okay. Now I need the gradient. To find the gradient, children, we have a formula x1 minus x2 over y1 minus y2. That means changes between the x coordinate divided by the changes between the y coordinates. Okay. Now I'll take these 2 points, this point and this point. So you can select any points, but according to this diagram, according to this graph, children, it's easy for me to take this point and this point. Okay. In this point, write the coordinates. Coordinates means what, children? What do you mean by coordinates? Coordinates means you have to write the values for x and y. Always when you are writing the coordinates, first you have to write the x. Okay, so here if you see the value at this point, what is the value of x? That is 3. Okay, what is the value of y? in this point, that is 2. So I can say the coordinates of this point are 3, 2. Coordinates means children, you have to take the value of x and y. That is only we say coordinates. And always when you are writing the coordinates, you have to include them in a bracket and you have to put comma. First you have to write the x value and put a comma and write the value of y. That is the method to do. Okay. And also if you take this one, okay, this part if you take children, here the coordinates is going to be, what is the value of x here? That is 0. Here the value of y is 1. So the coordinates of this point is 0, 1. Okay, so this is how you will be getting. Okay. Now children, what we have to do is, now we have to substitute these values in that equation. Okay, so give me a minute. Okay, so here children, I made a mistake. It should be changes between y coordinates over changes between x coordinates. Sorry, yeah. So here it should be y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2, right? Now we'll substitute the values. So that we got the coordinates now. So for this 3, 2, and here we got the 0, 1. Now I'll take this value as y1. Okay, I'll take this value as 1, or you can take this also, no problem. Okay, I'll take this as y1, 2. So what is y2? That is 1. So 2 minus 1. Okay, 2 minus 1. And let's go to the x. So now I took this as y1. If I take this as y1 children, then I have to take this as x1. You can't take this as x2. If you take this is as 1, then this also should be 1. You can't exchange it. So this is 3. And here the x2 is going to be 0. Okay, changes between y coordinates over changes between x coordinates. So which means y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. So here 2 minus 1 divided by 3 minus 0. Okay, so 2 minus 1 is 1. 3 minus 0 is 3. So that means children, the gradient is 1 over 3. So now we got the gradient and we got the intercept. Now you can write the equation of the straight line. Always equation means children, you have to mention the intercept and you have to mention the gradient. Okay. Now again, how did I get this intercept children? Intercept means children, it is straight line now. So check in when the value of x is 0. Okay, when the value of x is 0, see the value of y. So see, when the value of x is 0, the value of y is 1. No? So that is only intercept. Intercept means children which cuts the graph, which cuts the axis. Okay. So that's how I took the c is equal 1. Now I'll substitute. Okay, I'll substitute this in the equation y is equal mx plus c. Okay, so y is equal mx plus c. So here m we found it is 1 over 3 x, y is equal 1 over 3 x plus intercept is 1. So therefore this is the equation of this graph. Okay children, this is the equation of the graph. Any doubts in this children? Do you have any doubts? Any doubts? No, right? Okay, if there's any doubt, please ask me. Now let's go to 17th question children. 17th question is based on the statements. You have to see whether it is true or false. If it is true, you have to put a tick, and if it is false, you have to put a cross. So based on the parallelogram only they have given. So the first statement, in a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal and parallel. Definitely correct. It's correct. So it's a tick. You have to put a tick. Okay. Yeah. So this is the answer. This is the final answer. Okay. And then next statement. In a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. That was a true. Opposite sides are equal and parallel, and opposite angles are equal. Okay. The next one, the area of a parallelogram is bisected by each diagonal. That is also correct. That means children, now if in case if it is a parallelogram, so slightly will slant. You have to slant it, not like a rectangle. Okay, let's assume this as the parallelogram, children. Diagonal means, for this only we say diagonal. You can draw two diagonals for the parallelogram. So if you draw this diagonal, now assume the parallelogram's area is 60 centimeters squared. So due to this diagonal, children, this side will be 30 centimeters squared, this side will be 30 centimeters squared. So that's what meant by the area of the parallelogram is bisected. Bisected means it is correctly dividing the area into half. Okay, the area of a parallelogram is bisected by each diagonal. If you take the other diagonal also, it will be the same. If I draw in the other way, so you can draw two diagonal for the parallelogram. If I draw in this way, in case again if it is 60, this one will be 30. So this is looking like a triangle. This side, this triangle also will be equal to 30. Okay, the area of the parallelogram is bisected by each diagonal. Apart from these statements, we have another statement in the parallelogram. I'll explain that one also. According to that, children, now we can draw two diagonal, no, like this one and then other one like this. These diagonals will bisect each other. Okay, that is the fourth statement which you should know in the parallelogram. Diagonals will bisect each other. That means, now bisecting means it's meeting. No, so actually, actually the diagonals are getting divided into half. Okay, so that means this and this will be equal. This diagonal and this diagonal will be equal. It will be equal in the length. Okay, so this is the next statement which you should know. Okay, so then now let's go to question number 18. Again, you can see the figure, children. They have given a cyclic quadrilateral, because see, in a circle there is a quadrilateral. Can you see? This is called a cyclic quadrilateral. So they have given, using the information given in the figure. Okay, find the magnitude of CDA. Where is CDA? So here you have the CDA. So what did I tell, children? We have only two theorems in the cyclic quadrilateral. So the first theorem I told you, the opposite angles are supplementary, which means when you add the opposite angle, it should be equal to 180 degrees. So that is one theorem. And the second theorem I told you, the exterior angle which form in the cyclic quadrilateral will be equal to the interior opposite angle. Now, according to this question, these two are opposite angles. So that means when you add these two, it should be equal to 180. That means I can say 80 degrees plus CDA should be equal to 180. Therefore, how much is CDA? CDA is equal to 100 degrees. So that's all. Very easy question. Okay. So that's all we have in that 18th question. Now let's move to the 19th. The radius of the circle with center O in the figure is 10 centimeter. Okay. Radius means, children, no, this is, you can draw it in this way. From the center, you are going to connect a point. So this is a radius. So I can say this radius is 10 centimeter. Okay. The radius of the circle with center O in the figure is 10 centimeter. Find the length of the chord AB using the given information. Okay. Now they have given this straight line, which means they have drawn a straight line from the center of the circle to the chord. That is perpendicular. According to the theorem, children, you should know that straight line, that perpendicular line is there, no? It will bisect the chord. If you draw a straight line from the center of the chord, okay, center of the circle, it will bisect the chord. Okay, that means now in case if this is 12 centimeter, from here to it will be 6, from here to it will be 6. Correctly, it will divide them into half. Okay, first we'll find the length. I'll mark this as O. Okay, first we'll find the length of OB. Okay, how to find it, children? This looks like a right angle triangle. No, yes. By using the Pythagoras relationship, we can find it. So this is 10 centimeter. This straight line is 8 centimeter. So this is the, first we'll find this OB. Okay, according to the Pythagoras relationship, 8 squared plus OB squared is equals to 10 to the power 2. 10 to the power 2, right? Then here 64, here OB squared is equals to 100. Okay, then OB squared, 100 minus 64. You have to take the 64 that side. 100 minus 64, that will give you 36. Therefore, OB is equal square root of 36, which means 6 centimeter. So how much is OB? OB is 6 centimeter. Now what are they asking for? They are asking you to find the length of AB. So AB means children, the double of that. OB is 6 centimeter means AB is going to be 12 centimeter. So because that is the theorem. Okay, so AB is 12 centimeter. So I'll explain the theorem to you all again, children, once more. Okay, so if you take a circle, okay, so this is the center of the circle and I'll draw a chord. Okay, now through the center, I'm going to draw a perpendicular line to this chord. So that perpendicular line will bisect the chord. Okay, that means here if it is AOB, AO will be equal to OB. It will bisect the chord. So if OB is 6 centimeter, AO also will be 6 centimeter. Therefore, AB is altogether 12 centimeter. So that's how you have to get the answer. Any doubts in this question, children? Any doubts? No, right? Okay. So then now let's go to the 20th question. 20th question is the matrix. So multiplication of the matrix. In the multiplication of the matrix, children, always you should know, you have to multiply the row by the column. Row multiply by column. So that is the format to do. Okay. So in the first one, always in the first matrix. So they are saying you to find A, B, you know, always in the first matrix, children, you have to take the row. Okay, when multiplying. In the second matrix, you have to see the column. Row multiply by column. In the first matrix, you have to see the row. And in the second matrix, you have to see the column. Okay. Right. So here, children, yeah, 12 centimeter is the answer for 19th question. Okay, so, okay, let's see here. So here, if you see, children, there are two rows. Here the row number 1, here row number 2. Okay, and here, children, there are two columns. Here the column 1, here there are two columns. Okay, that means in the matrix A, we are having two rows. In matrix B, we are having two columns, which means, children, the order of the matrix after multiplying AB, the order of the matrix should be 2 into 2. Okay, the order of the matrix should be 2 into 2. Now see, row multiply by column. No. So first we have 1, 2. This is the first row. So by using the first row, we have to multiply the first column. That is 2, 0. Okay. Again, children, by using the first row, you have to multiply the second. This is like a binomial expression. Huh? You all know how to do a binomial expression, or you know how to expand it. No? Just like you're expanding that only, you have to do this matrix also. Row multiply by column. So from row number 1, I'm going to multiply column 1. Again, from row number 1, I'm going to multiply the column 2. Okay. So this is for row number 1. Like this, I have a row number 2. No. So again, from row number 2, children, I'm going to multiply the column 1, 2, 0. Again, from row number 2, I'm going to multiply the column 2. 0, 4. Okay. So now I'll put a big bracket to show it is a matrix. Okay. Now when multiplying, children, see 1 multiply by 2. That will give you 2. Okay. Again, 2 multiply by 0, that is 0. So you have to add these two. Okay. 1 multiply by 2s are 2. 2 multiply by 0 are 0. So you have to add that 2. Again, here, children, 1 multiply by 0 is 0. 2 multiply by 4s are 8. So you have to add it. Again, children, here 0 multiply by 2s are 0. Again, 1 multiply by 0s are 0. So 0 plus 0. Again, 0 multiply by 0s are 0. Again, 1 multiply by 4s are 4. Now, close the bracket. Okay. Now, children, when you add it, so you'll be getting 2, here 8, here 0, 4. So I think 2804 is the answer. So this is the final matrix. So children, if you don't understand the matrix, I have uploaded a video in the YouTube in the matrix lesson. Okay, that was the first teaching video which I have uploaded in the YouTube. So if you all have not watched it, please go and watch in the YouTube, in my YouTube channel, children. I have clearly explained it, how to add the, this one. No, only the multiplication I have uploaded. Just go and see that and then come and do this question, then you will understand. So always remember, when you are multiplying it, you have to write it as row, you have to multiply it as row multiplied by column. Okay, so yes, the channel name is Children Shah Academy and dash Hasna Hidayatullah. That's why I have named it. Just go and check it. Shah Academy dash Hasna Hidayatullah. Okay, so if you all want, I'll send the YouTube link in the group, in my WhatsApp group, children, so that you all can go and check it. Okay, so I have clearly explained it in that part, how to multiply the matrices. Okay, if you don't understand here, go and watch that. Okay. So yeah, that's all with that, children. Now let's move to question number 21. In question number 21, again, we have to find the magnitude of an angle. Okay, so this is going to come under the midpoint theorem. Because see, children, here they have given this side, this A is equals to EB. If AE is equals to EB, children, I can say E is the midpoint of this side AB. Again, here they have given AF is equals to FC. Therefore, I can say F is the midpoint of the side AC. Now, what they have done, they have joined those two midpoints by using the straight line. No, can you see? They have joined those two midpoints by using the straight line. Therefore, children, I can say this straight line is parallel to the third side of the triangle. That is only the midpoint theorem, converse theorem. Okay. Midpoint here, for the midpoint theorem, in the converse theorem only we have this. Okay, so I can say that two sides are parallel to each other. Okay, that's that line, straight line EF is parallel to the side BC. Okay, and also it will be half of it. Okay, but we don't need, for that question, we don't need that part now for this question. Now, if two lines are parallel, children, you all know that you all can take corresponding angles, alternate angles, allied angles. You all can take that now. So based on those things only, I am going to find the value. Now, what are they saying you to find? They are saying you to find EFC. So children, EFC is here. Okay. So how to find it? If you know this angle, look here, children, if you know this angle, that means angle BCF will be equal to EFA. Why? Because these two angles are corresponding angle. So if you know this angle, you can find this. Now see again, this is a triangle, no? You all know sum of the interior angle of the triangle is equals to 180. Okay, sum of the interior angle of the triangle is equals to what? 180, no? So here they have already given this is 30, here 70, then how much is this? So you can say 180 minus 30 plus 70. Therefore, 180 minus here 100. Therefore, how much will you get? You will be getting 80 degrees. So here how much, children? 80 degrees. Sorry, here 100, no? Wait. So you can take okay, we can take this in the other way. Give me a minute. So they are asking the other angle, right? EFC, they are asking this angle. Okay. So here, children, I can find, anyway, I know this is sum of the interior angle of a triangle is equal to 180. No? So from that, I can find this angle is equal to 80 degrees. Okay, you all know, when you add these three angles, it will be equal to 180. So this is 80 degrees. Okay. Now they are asking this. No? So what can we do is, if you find this angle, okay, this angle and this angle will be equal because these two are corresponding angle. So if this is 80, this also will be 80. So I can say this is a straight line. So this will become 100 degrees. Okay, it will become 100 degrees. Or as children, you can take it in this way also. Okay, without finding that 80 degrees, you can find in this way also. These two angles are there. This angle EFC and angle BCF. These two are allied angle. Allied angle means what, children? If you add it, it should be equal to 180. For that only we say allied angle. Okay, so now these two are parallel lines. Okay, these two are parallel lines. So if you add these two, it will be equal to 180 because these two are allied angle. Now we know this is 80 degrees. No, so then angle EFC is going to be 100. Okay, allied angle means, children, when you add it, it should be equal to 180 degrees. That is what meant by allied angle. Or you can take the corresponding angle, but that is going to be the long method. Okay, when you take the corresponding angle, again you have to subtract to find it, so that you can do it in this way. Okay, how it is 80 degrees? Oh, it's clear, no? It is a triangle. Sum of the interior angle of a triangle is 180. So you have to add and subtract that. That's all you have to do here. Do you all have any doubts? Any other doubts, children? No doubts? Okay, then let's go to question number 22. Let's go to the next page, children. Okay, so yeah. Here again, we have the circle. Again, they are saying you to find the angle of the circle, magnitude. Okay, now see. Let's see, the center of the circle is in the figure, lies on AC. So what is AC, children? The center lies on AC means what can you say about AC? What is that? That is going to be the, very good, that's going to be the diameter. Now children, in the circle theorem, you all know, if this is the center, if I draw a line like this, so from that now because of this diameter, I have divided the circle into two portions, which means a half circle, which means semicircle. Okay, so we can say this diameter. Okay, if you have any angles in the semicircle, okay, now this is a semicircle, no, half circle, no. So if there is any angle in the semicircle, it will be right angle. So the theorem is angle in this semicircle are right angle. Okay, angle in the semicircle are right angle. So according to this diagram, children, if you see here, according to this diagram, this is the diameter. No, look at this. This is a angle which you have in a semicircle. So this will be equal to 90 degrees. Okay. Now they are asking you to find the magnitude of CBD. Okay, here CBD. So that means only this portion. You know, this entire thing is 90, but you need only this portion. Now, if you know this angle, from that you can subtract OC. Here they have given this is 25. If this is 25, children, this also will be 25. How? What is the theorem? Yes, angles in the same segment are equal. Angle in the same segment are equal. So if this is 25, this also will be 25 degrees. Okay, so you know angle ABC is equals to 90 degrees, and angle ABD is 25 degrees, because you can say angles in the same segment are equal. Now what do you need? You need angle CBD. Therefore angle CBD is 90 minus 25. Therefore you will be getting 65 degrees. So this is the answer. Any doubts, children? So the thing is, children, when you are finding the magnitude, you should know all the theorems, whatever you have studied in grade 10 and 11. So if you don't know the theorems very clearly, children, then these questions will be difficult, because the finding the magnitude means you should know all the theorems. If you know the theorems only, children, you can easily tackle those questions. Now, because of I know that there is a semicircle, angle in a semicircle is right angle, and angles in the same segment are equal. If I don't know this theorem, then I won't be able to do this question. Okay. Okay, I'll explain it again once more. So here, children, if you see, this is a diameter. Okay, this is a diameter. No, so diameter means this is the longest chord which we have, right? So because of this diameter, I have divided, this circle has been divided into two portions, which is correctly into half. So you are having a half circle. So this is one circle, half semicircle. This is a semicircle, this is another semicircle. Okay. Now, what I am going to do, so you have studied in the theorem, angles in the semicircle are right angle. Okay. So here I can say this angle is going to be equal to right angle, which means 90 degrees. Okay. Now here children, you know they have given this angle as 25. No, if this is 25, this angle also will be 25, because why? Angles in the same segment are equal. Okay, angles in the same segment are equal. Now, what are they asking for? They are asking you to find CBD. CBD means this portion. You know, this entire thing is 90. Only this portion is 25. Then how much is that? That is 90 minus 25. That is equals to 65 degrees. So this is what you will get. This is how you have to get. You should know the theorems very clearly. Okay. So that's all we have in this part. Now let's go to the next question, 23rd question, children. Okay, 23rd question is based on the prism. So prism means, children, you should know how many faces are there for the prism, children. Anyone knows? I have studied this. How many faces are there for the prism? How many faces? Not 4. There are 5 faces. Okay, what are those 5 faces, children? What are those 5 faces? 3 rectangular faces and 2 triangular faces. Okay, there will be 3 rectangular faces and 2 triangular faces. Yes. Okay, now let's see what are they saying in the question. Find the volume of the triangular prism in the figure using the given information. Okay, now volume means, children, if you wanted to find the volume of the prism, if you multiply the area of the cross section by the length, you will be getting the volume. Okay. Now you should know what is the area of the cross section. First, what is the cross section? For the prism, children, the triangle is the cross section. Remember that. For the prism, triangle is the cross section. So area of the prism, area of the triangle is half into base into perpendicular height. Okay. Half into base into perpendicular height. So that is the area of the triangle. So if you multiply it by the length, you will be getting the volume of the prism. So half, base is, children, 5, and the perpendicular height is 6. Okay, and the length is 7. Okay, now let's simplify here 1 time, here 3 times. 5 into 3 are 15. 15 multiplied by 7, children, you will be getting 105 centimeter cube. So usually for the volume, we give the unit in cubic. Okay, because you are multiplying, area is centimeter squared. For volume, it is centimeter cube. If it is meter, then meter cube. Okay, so this is how you have to find the volume of the prism. So remember, area of the cross section of the prism is going to be the triangle. So if you find the triangle's area, you can get the volume. Okay. So then let's go to the next one. Okay. Next question, children. Based on the quartiles. In quartiles, children, we have 3. First quartile, second quartile, third quartile. So for the second quartile, we can say median. Another term for the second quartile is median. Okay. Now let's see. The first 12 data of 23 data that are written in ascending order is as follows. Okay. Write the median and the first quartile of the 23 data. Median means they are asking second quartile and you have to find the first quartile. So here actually, children, to find the quartiles, we have a formula. By using the formula, easily you can find it. So first quartile is equals to 1/4 into n plus 1th position. N means, children, the number of datas. How many datas are there? They are saying there are 23 datas now. Among that 23, they have given only 12. But you don't need to worry about that. In total, how many data are there? There are 23. So now I'll substitute that, children. 1 over 4. N is 23 plus 1. Okay, so 1 over 4. 23 plus 1 means that's going to be 24. If you simplify, children, it will give you 6. So sixth position. So now count and see what is the sixth position. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in the sixth position, what is the data? We have 8. So therefore we can say Q1 is 8. That is the first quartile. Okay, the next one, median. Median means what? They are saying you to find the second quartile. So Q2, children, for that we can say half into n plus 1 position. So again, half, n is 23. 23 plus 1 is 24. If you divide it, you will be getting 12th position. Therefore, 12th position means the 12th position only they have given first per data. So what is the median? 15. So therefore, you can say median is 15. So this is how you have to find by using the formula. Without using the formula also you can find, but it will take time. Okay, so now if I'll explain a question regarding that. Okay, so do you have any doubts in this part, children? Do you have any doubts? No, right? Okay, then I'll give a question. Let's see. Without using the formula, I'll tell you all how to do it. Huh? Okay. So here, I'll just write the data randomly. Equation for Q3 is 304. 304 n plus 1 position. Okay, for first one, 1 over 4 quarter. Second one, half. For third quarter, 3 quarter. Okay, so I'm going to write here some data. Okay, now they have given this data. Now without finding the formula, if they ask you to find the Q1, Q2 and Q3, how to do it? So you can do that in this way. Now children see, median means always it should be at the middle, no? So here, see what you have in the middle, which means what you have in the center. So here, there are 7 data. So middle we have 4. So that is median. So I can say Q2 is 4. Okay, first always you have to find the median. Without using a formula, if you are going to find, first you have to find the median. After that, children, now again, now if you wanted to find the Q1, now you found the median. No? Now among these 3, okay, after taking the median, among these 3 data, see the middle one. So what do you have at the center? 3. So that is Q1. And again, if you wanted to find Q3 after the median. So this is before median. This is after the median. Now you have some data. No, in that take the middle. So that is 6. That is going to be Q3. So this is how you have to find without using the formula. If you are using the formula, then you can say Q1 is 1 over 4 into n plus 1 position. Q2 half into n plus 1 position. And the Q3 is 3 over 4 into n plus 1 position. Okay. In case if you are without using the this one means you can find it in this way. Okay. So any doubts in this? Okay. So 24th question I'll explain it again. What are they saying? They are saying there are 23 data. Okay. In that 23 data, they have given only 12 data. So they are saying you to find the first quartile and the median. Median means second quartile. To find the first quartile, we have a formula as Q1 is equal 1 over 4 into n plus 1 position. This is position. Okay. Now 1 over 4 n. How many data are there? Not 12. It's 23. You can't take 12. It should be 23. Okay. Because that is the total data which you have. You have to always take the total. So here 23 plus 1. So that will give you 1 over 4. 24. If you simplify 6. So 6th position. So in the 6th position, see what is the number you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 8. So I can say Q1 is 8. Okay. The next one is median. Median means then you have to write 1 over 2. 1 over 2 into n plus 1 position. So 24. If you divide, you will be getting 12. So in the 12th position, you have 15. So that is the median. So that is how you have to find. Okay, so that's all with that question, children. Now let's move to 25th question. In a 25th question, they are saying in the figure, draw a sketch of the construction line required to find the point on AC that is equidistant from the point A and B, and indicate the point by naming these. See, children, when they give you 2 points, okay, now assume when they give you 1 point, okay, if they give 1 point, and from this point, if they ask you the equidistance, okay, listen carefully. If they give 1 point, and from that 1 point, if they ask you the equidistance, that's going to be a circle. Okay, that means in that circle, if you take any point in this circle, children, if you take any points, all the points will be equidistant only, because you know all are radius. If they give 1 point, in case if they give 2 points like this, if they give 2 points and if they ask you to find the equidistance, let's assume this as A and B. Okay, for this question, you don't need to use the compass. This is, you have to just imagine and draw. In the part 2 paper only, in the constructions only, you have to draw the, you have to use the compass. Here, you don't need to use the compass. You have to just imagine and draw. Okay. So in case if they give you 2 points and if they ask you a equidistance, so what you have to do, keep the compass and keep the compass needle at point A, draw an arc. Without changing the radii, draw arc down. Again, with the same radii, keep the needle of the compass in point B, draw arc here, another arc. Now, join those 2 intersecting points by using a straight line, okay, like this, okay. That means, children, in this straight line, if you take any point, okay, in this straight line, if you take any point, all the points will be in equidistance to A and B. That means, now just assume, take this point value. So from A to this point, let's take this as 10 centimeter. Then for B also it will be 10 centimeter. So why it is the equidistance? So think you are taking this point. Let's take this point is 8 centimeter. Then from B also it will be 8 centimeter. It will be equidistance. Okay, so just something like that only they have given in this question also. So remember, if it is a, if they give 1 point, then it will look like a circle. If you draw a circle, in that circle, any point which lies on the circle will be equidistant to that point, 1 point. If it is a 2 circle, then you have to draw it like a perpendicular line. You all know to draw the perpendicular line, no? Something like that. Now, according to this question, children, you see, they are saying you to find the equidistance of A and B. So that means there are 2 points, no? Equidistance to A and B means, see, here 1 point, here 1 point. So now, I'll just draw the perpendicular line. That means I'll draw the arc. So here, keep the needle at point A and draw an arc without changing the radii in down. Again, keep the needle and with the same radius, draw an arc here. Here, another 1 arc. Now, join it by using a straight line like this. Okay. Now, in this straight line, if you take any point on this straight line, everything will be equal in distance for both A and B, because that straight line is equidistant for both A and B. Now, what are they saying in the question? That equidistance point, see, they have given in the figure, draw a sketch of the construction lines required to find the point on AC that is equidistant in point AC, in the line AC. So, in the line AC means this point. Okay, so this is the point and you have to mark this as D. All the points which you have in the line will be equidistant only. But in the question, they are clearly mentioning that point should be on AC also. This is the point. So that is only D. So this is how you have to mark or remember that. So if there are 2 points, then you have to draw it like a straight line, like a perpendicular line, and you have to get it. If it is a 1 point, then you have to draw it like a circle. So that's all you have in this question 2016 paper. So we have successfully completed all 25 questions. So do you have any doubts, children? Any doubts? Okay, so now, children, I will be scheduling more seminars. Some will be paid seminars and some will be free seminars. And for science also, I will put up the seminars. So this is for the math, so first seminar which I have done. So mainly I am focusing, this is for 2021. but 2022 also can join because you almost all have covered grade 10 and grade 11 also some, but first term is covered, no? So you all also can join. So you all also can join and see, right? And I will, when I schedule grade 10 chapters, I'll let you all know. Please be in my group. Don't leave from the group because always I will send the updates in the group because only few of you all will be able to see my status because I can't save each and everyone's name number. No. So if you all are in the group, you all can get my updates. Okay. Yeah, so that's all with that, children. So then we'll wind up today's session. So I will let you all know when will be the next seminar, the time and date. I'll let you all know. I'll send in the group. Okay, so then we'll finish the class. Okay, then bye. Assalamu alaikum. Take care, children.